Okay, so we're looking at the evidence that there was flooding from the street that went into at least my yard at 148. And you can see all the evidence of water that came up out of the drain. Apparently, there's the drain. And apparently the neighbor in one of these units, Pat?
In the back.
Your neighbor came out to measure the drain?
No, he was on the 3rd floor.
Yeah. He came down to see if the drain was clogged?
Yep.
And he said it wasn't clogged, it was just, the street was just flooded.
The street was flooded.
And tell me what happened to your bathtub?
Water came up through the tub and through the toilet and through the sink and overflowed and
it overflowed your bathtub, which is at least, what, 18 inches?
Yep. And it drenched the carpets and then dripped down through the floor into the basement.
So look at it shows the grass has been bent back. Okay, thanks, Pat. Thanks for coming out. So here's the drain. This drain was newly put in, I believe, in November of last year. You can see the evidence of where the water was. And extensive flooding all the way down that way. And I had asked them not to redo the drain because we'd never had flooding like this before. The man in the backyard here told me that when he came, at the time that he came, that both yards were covered in water. It was like a lake. You can see evidence of the water draining back after it flooded up into the yard. So we're going to go in. The trash pickup day was Saturday, and you can see how deep the water is in this barrel. Now, I have bottles that I'm going to return covered with this tarp, so it sucked the boxes out with the bottles in it, and it floated, you turned them over, and it floated them into the backyard. See? It floated them into the backyard. You can see how deep you can see the debris washed up here. And you can see how high it is on the table leg. And the bottles were left strewn in the yard. You can see debris washed up here. And over here, ran over here, and you can see the debris flashed up there. And you can see the indications where the water then turned the corner here, washing up debris on the far edge. A channel of water. It's getting shallower as it comes along here. So now it's down to 2 inches, whereas before it was up to maybe 4 inches. And you can see where it makes the curve here because it probably met water coming down from the drain. And then it flooded into the backyard. You can see the channel where it flooded into the backyard. And even back there you can see we've got about a couple inches of debris washed up. And a couple inches of water, obviously, or maybe an inch of water, flooded down the stoop to the cellar door, causing the flooding in the cellar. But there's no debris in the doghouse here. And in fact, the mat to the doghouse is absolutely dry. So it didn't flood into the doghouse, which a well grant is another inch higher. But what happened is it filled up the step here. This is the step, and this has all been filled up like with washed up dirt. Okay. And to give an idea of how deep this is, so we're going to put this down here on the ground so you can see how deep it is compared to how tall the bottle is.